Hello, everyone, and welcome to another movie review. I am happy that you can join me today. So, if you are new to this channel, welcome. Click the subscribe button below, click like, and click share. We are 2 weeks away from Oscar night, and so we are uh, at the third act of this wonderful, thrilling Oscar season. And today I'm going to be doing a movie review for a film that was nominated for 9 Oscars. And the title of that film is All Quiet on the Western Front. I'm going to be honest, I was not planning on watching this film. If it didn't get nominated, I wouldn't have watched it. I'm kind of like how should I put it? I'm kind of suffering from war fatigue. Um, every now and then, Hollywood makes a movie about either World War One or World War Two. And a few years ago, I got to see 1917 in theaters, and I also bought 1917 on DVD. Um, then last year, as you guys all know, um, there was a war that broke out in Ukraine. February 24th marks the 1 year anniversary of the Russian Ukrainian war. And this is something that the American media is not paying attention to, there's also a war going on in Ethiopia. The war broke out, I believe, in November 2020. It broke out about a year and a half prior to the Russian Ukrainian war. And a lot of lives have been lost in Ethiopia as well. I had to put myself in a particular frame of mind going into this film. Because I am familiar with film history, when I first heard the title of the film, I was wondering if it was a remake. And so I had to do some research before doing this movie review, and I was right. This film is based on a book written by Eric Maria Remarque, and it looks like he wrote a memoir based on his own personal experiences. And it was published in 1929. Right after it was published, Hollywood got their hands on it and they made a film back in 1930. That film won the Oscar for Best Picture at the second Academy Awards ceremony. 2022 version came out last year in October, and it's been nominated for 9 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best International Feature, Best Adapted Screenplay, Cinematography, Makeup and Hair, Best Original Score, Best Production Design, Best Sound, and Best Visual Effects. So, what is the movie about? What is the book about? So, I found a really short, concise description of it, and I'm going to read it to you. War breaks out in Germany in 1914 during World War One. Paul Baumer and his classmates quickly enlist in the army to serve their fatherland. No sooner are they drafted than the first images of the battlefield show them the reality of war. So the majority of the film takes place during 1917 to 1918. We're talking about the last couple of years of World War One. World War One started in 1914, and the war ended around 1918. And so Paul enlists with his friends in the war, and there is a scene in which, the one of the generals makes this rousing speech about how you need to go to war and fight for your fatherland and make us proud. And he's really, giving them something to hope for, something to be excited about. And he's basically talking, talking them into going to their own death. And it's not until Paul and his friends get on the battlefield that they soon realize that they're not winning the war. And so they're losing soldiers by the thousands every week. And so by the end of the film, one of the generals, played by Daniel Bruhl, who is both a diplomat and and an activist, he's trying to see if he can come to some sort of an armistice between Germany and France so that they can end the war, because he realizes that they're losing too many soldiers. They're running out of soldiers, and he wants to end the war as quickly as possible. However, one of the generals, when he finds out that the war is about to end, at the very last minute, that day, the war is supposed to end that day at 11 o'clock in the morning. Literally, this particular general, who won't give up, who does not accept the armistice, he decides to try one last time to attack the French. And that leads to more deaths, basically around 10 o'clock in the morning. And they have until 11 o'clock to cease fire. It's a very, whew. Here's the problem with this film. Um, if you want to honor soldiers who have lost their lives in any war, whether it's World War One, World War Two, the Korean War, it doesn't matter. If you want to honor those who have fought and died for their country, um, you cannot sugarcoat um, the brutal reality of war. So that's one issue. However, you cannot watch a film this honest, this brutal, this ugly, this bloody, and not be affected by it, or else you're not human. And so, to watch this film, um, I didn't cry, but I probably got my blood pressure spiked when you see the looks that Paul gives. There are some certain shots where you just see his face, and you see the psychological effect the war is taking a toll on him. Um, Clearly, he's experiencing post traumatic stress disorder. And, his friends die one by one by one. One friend um, got put on fire. That's how he died. One friend got shot in the head. Boom. It was very quick. They were in battle, and his friend got shot in the head. Boom. Yeah, and then there are certain scenes where um, you're just watching them eat, because you realize that they are constantly starving. Um, and they pretty much eat whenever they have a free time. And sometimes they'll eat something in between shootouts in the barracks. Um, so it's a very um, it's a traumatic experience to watch this film. I would probably say that people at a certain age shouldn't watch it, but I mean, the character Paul, um, Oh, gee whiz. And I have to say that the actor who plays Paul, Felix Como, I'm trying to pronounce his name, um, Cam Mever, Felix Cam Mever. Um, he is just he gives a brilliant performance. I just cannot say enough about this actor. He's just absolutely mesmerizing, and you just can't take your eyes off of him whenever he's in a shot. So, you know, God bless him for doing this film. But what I was gonna say is Paul is 19 when he goes to war. Okay, so you're following um, a 19-year-old soldier. So it's kind of like, well, how young is too young to watch a movie like this? I don't know. But so if a 19-year-old can go to war and experience all of that in such a short period of time, I mean, um, I was 16 when I saw Schindler's List in theaters with my high school classmates and with my history teacher. 16, okay? And that movie has never left me. You have to watch these films every now and then to remind yourself that war is never the answer, okay? You are better off having peace agreements, talking it over, having mediation, counseling, okay? Do whatever you can to prevent war from happening. So take care, everybody, and I'll see you next time with another movie review.